Talk about, what are some of the things you've been doing with kettlebells that you feel are real particular to or super beneficial for martial arts outside of, what's some of the things you've been doing with?
Well, I think just your standard kettlebell exercises, like your clean and your snatch, your front swing, the double front swings, all those strengthen your body totally. And, I started using kettlebells about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And the first couple of kettlebells I had, Greg, were different kettlebells. And then one of my friends, I got one of your kettlebells, and I was sold.
That one's got some mileage on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that one's been everywhere. I use it outside, and I take it outside and use it for stuff. I do my stuff outside, and so yeah, I just had some mileage on it. I put it in a backpack before and did a hike with it in my backpack to make my pack heavier.
Yeah.
So I've used it for a lot of stuff. But I think when I first started using the kettlebells, I was lifting weights really religiously. And I started using the kettlebells one night, and I did probably like 5 or 6 exercises, 3 or 4 sets. And the next day I couldn't hardly get out of bed. I mean, every muscle in my body hurt. My legs, my calves, my shoulders and back, everything hurt. And I've been lifting weights, 4 times a week, really heavy weights, doing more like bodybuilding, powerlifting type exercises. One thing, the handles are nice and thick. It really strengthens your grip, which, for martial arts, the grip is very important, especially for jiu-jitsu.
Have you ever run any drills? I've heard very few complaints, but I haven't heard them before. People say, well, that thick handle, I can't do as many reps with it, and so I'm not getting my overall muscle buildup because I'm limited by my grip because of the thick handle.
I don't have a problem. Yeah, I think the thick handle's good.
Yeah.
Because it really builds the strong grip. I noticed that my forearms just get stronger and stronger. I actually ordered online this little apparatus that you twist to strengthen your forearms. I thought, well, that might make my forearms get stronger, so I ordered the pro version of it. And when I got it in, I was like, I can max it out. And I was like, oh well, that was a waste of my money.
Yeah.
Just training the kettlebells made my forearms get so much stronger.
Yeah, so you get a lot of bang for the buck. Any exercise you do, and the offset CG is something I try to tell people. It's like the offset CG is like, okay, if I'm doing a dumbbell press, and I'll bring the dumbbell right here. That dumbbell is really not fighting me, except it wants to go back to its resting spot on the ground. Whereas the kettlebell, having an offset CG, it's pulling. I'm working a lot more stabilizers right now, just
definitely.
And then when you press it up, it's also the offset CG. It's trying to get away from you. So you get a lot of bang for the buck. Anything you do with a kettlebell, you're getting a better benefit than if you were doing it with a dumbbell.
Oh, most definitely. The thick handles, and that's one thing I had read about online. A lot of people were taking PVC and cutting it in half and putting it around their dumbbell handles to make the grip thicker, so their grip will become stronger. But still, with kettlebell, you can functionally do so much more exercise with it than you can a dumbbell.
Yeah.
Just because the way it's made, the different exercises, the way for just like doing a clean. When I do my clean, I bring it here. I'm using so many more muscles doing this, or a snatch. I'm using so many more muscles than I would do, with a dumbbell. So many more. And not only do I use the contemporary exercises, the double hand swing, I think, is probably, for any athlete, I think that's probably the most.
You said the two-hand swing, just like that.
Yeah, just the front.
And what people, and we have people do those for higher reps, and what people have a problem with that is they want to pull it with their arms.
Right.
You got to teach them, drive it with your hips, drive it with your hips. But have you ever tried that with a dumbbell?
To be honest, no, I haven't tried.
Try it sometimes and see what the difference is. It's a completely different feel. The dumbbell does not fight you like the kettlebell does. And if I'm holding a dumbbell right here, I can't get 2 hands on the dumbbell.
Right, exactly.
And all its weight is right here.
It isn't balanced correctly.
It's not balanced the same. And this, when I swing it, do that offset CG, it's working harder. It's making me work harder because it's got a longer moment arm on it. And to me, anyway, it actually just has a better feel than just swinging a dumbbell.
Right. Yeah, I think the balance is important, and then and also the way the handle's rounded. Where a dumbbell is just flat. There's a lot of the exercise you can't do where you can't roll it around the back of your wrist, and you you couldn't functionally get that, by bringing it up or bringing it here or just do a front swing. Your grip's constantly stretched the whole time.
Yeah.
It's really building your forearms. I've noticed, having a bad shoulder that over the years I've stayed away from more of shoulder exercises. Like more of your front lifts and side lifts, and like the Arnold presses and stuff. And since I started using these, I've noticed just like even in the last 6 months since I had my second shoulder operation, my shoulders have just blown up. Just boom. They've got so much bigger, so much more defined. Yeah. But it's a functional strength. It's not a strength because for the kettlebell, when I'm swinging it, or if I'm bringing it here, this is like a martial art walk here, doing a clean. Or this press over top is a press we use if you're on the ground fighting. We used to push the person to the side as we move our body out of the way. And I've been using the kettlebell actually for doing martial art exercises that we do in our jiu-jitsu class.
Can you show me?
Yeah, sure. One exercise I do here is from our guard position where we're laying on the ground, and I've got my legs up like I've got my opponent here, and I reach and I keep the kettlebell here, and I do a crunch. And I bring the kettlebell back to my chest every time. And basically what this does, it's the same motion. It's if I have the person in the guard, and I reach up and grab their collar and pull them and choke them. Then we also have a move where we move our hips to the side to escape out from underneath the person. And I use the kettlebell for the same thing here, and I do that same hip escape exercise and to the side here. And we have so many exercises on the ground break. One exercise that we do is when we swing, we set our body up here like this. And that's for if I grab the person's leg and I want to sweep, I'm going to bring it up to the top. I use the kettlebell here, and it helps to simulate the person's body weight. And we actually do this exercise without any weights, of course, just keep our bodies fluid, moving in the right direction, right motion. We use the kettlebell to do the same thing here. Sitting up here, holding it. And the whole time I'm doing this, adding the kettlebell, I'm holding it here, my grip's getting tired, I'm working my forearms, and it works the core, but it also increases the cardio. Probably like by 5%. I mean, it makes a huge difference in the cardio.